Good morning. You are watching the Wellness Movement, and welcome to Spanglish World and Herd Network on Zingo TV channels 250 and 251. I am your host, Julie, with Balance Life with Julie. Remember to download both the Zingo TV and the Zingo TV app on your app store, and Zingo TV is available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire and Fire Sticks, Roku and Roku Sticks on all smart TVs from 2016 forward. So today I have a special guest, Rebecca, who I met very randomly on an airplane. We'll talk about that. But Rebecca Keating is the creator of Shaman Sisters, a global website distinguished for offering high quality crystals, gemstone jewelry, and other sacred tools. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Rebecca is a shamanic practitioner, energy and crystal healer, heart math interventions practitioner, ecstatic dance facilitator, sound healing practitioner, and Kambu practitioner. Shaman Sisters is a crystal boutique. Crystal Boutique is located in Port Credit, Canada, and is also the physical home to the Aura Room, a sacred space where Rebecca offers her private healing practice. The space is a hub for community events, trainings and workshops, shamanic ceremonies, and virtual offerings. So good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing really well, actually. Yeah, doing amazing.
Great. So I'll just tell everybody, we were on a flight between Toronto and Vancouver just over a month ago, and we were lucky enough to sit beside each other. And you know how sometimes you get on an airplane, you're like, oh, I just hope the person next to me is not annoying. Well, we just had the best time on this flight, just chit-chatting and getting to know each other, and here we are. So I thought she would be a wonderful addition to the show. So there you are.
Yeah, it was a great flight. We talked the entire time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yes. And, but yeah, here we are. So yeah, tell us, so you started out as a nurse, yes?
Yes. Yeah.
And what got you interested in sort of the alternative arts and alternative healing?
Yeah. So in nursing school, I was in my second year of nursing school, and I started getting into energy healing and shamanism and exploring more holistic modalities. And as soon as I started learning about the chakra systems of the body and how the energy works, I was shocked that they weren't teaching this in school. And like throughout my whole curriculum, at the very end, they touched on a technique called healing touch, which a lot of healthcare workers do, but that was it. And I knew back then that my journey would at some point take me into more holistic modalities. But I did nurse for about 10 years. And as I was nursing, I was continuing to learn the other side, which was more of the shamanic realm. And I was also always, not in favor of the pharmaceutical industry. And as I got into the more conventional medical model, I realized I knew that it was not the right path for me. So eventually I was lucky enough to get into shamanism and crystals and completely leave the nursing field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so you've had your shop in Port Credit for how long?
It's been there for about 2.5 years now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And you have a book coming out.
Yes. Yeah. It'll be out in about a month on shamanism, and it's a how-to. It's really like a hands-on sort of like, how do you implement shamanic practices into your life in a simple way that is not so, just very, very simple techniques that you can bring into your life to bring more of a shamanic, holistic, nature-based practice into your world.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so for the people who don't really know what shamanism is, or maybe they think it's super woo, how can you break it down for them?
Yeah, I mean, shamanism is really our our oldest healing modality, practice, spirituality. It's not attached to any kind of religion, or it doesn't say you have to do anything specific. It's really about your own direct life experience and developing that connection to your inner self. And it's very connected to nature and to the elements. And so it's really about your lived experience and bringing these practices into your life. And there's no right or wrong way to, I believe we all have these shamanic abilities. They define the shaman as one who sees in the dark, or the one who knows. So the more that you are connected to your inner being and developing your spirituality, the more you're going to have these shamanic, I guess you could say, skills or abilities. And the shamans are the storytellers, they are the healers, the mystics. So there's many different, especially in modern shamanism, they encompass a variety of different roles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's great. And so your book is really more about bringing these practices into your day-to-day life.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it goes through the history of shamanism to sort of like explain to people where it actually originates from, and that this is like across every culture around the entire world, our ancient ancestors were using these practices. And so originally the indigenous peoples are the ones who have had these practices and brought them forward. But even in, like, there's Celtic shamanism, and they were practicing shamanism in Ireland and in Norway. And it originated, the word shamanism, actually from Siberia. And it was the Tungus speaking tribe in Siberia. That's where the word actually came from. And then it was just adopted into many different types of practices.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Nice. And so you left nursing how long ago?
Time seems to go by so fast. I was going to say 3 years, but it's longer than that. It's actually more like 5 years.
Oh,
5
nice.
years. I started doing my website with crystals and my healing practice. And then about 1.5 years after that, I completely left. I was a director of care, and I was totally burnt out and just exhausted and stressed working that type of field and environment. So I completely left nursing at that point.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting how much of the healthcare system is not really about health.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very small portion of it that's about health. And then the rest of it is more of a business model designed to, keep people in a certain place, which has nothing to do with health. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's really sad,
Yeah.
And my hope always with sharing this information with people is getting them to awaken to their own body's ability to heal, and to invite in those practices that are going to help them on that journey. And there's a lot of tools on that, like meditation and tapping and the practices that you're talking about. Like, these are the things that most people, like, I wasn't raised knowing this information. I somehow managed to have been fortunate enough to kind of stumble into it. And for a long time, I was also very much in the yoga world, and yoga is still a big part of my daily practice, and meditation, and all of these ways to go inward and to connect to self and to connect to your own wisdom. And even, I mean, when you and I met, I was on my way to do a 14-day water fast. And just, for most people, when they hear water fast, not eating, they think they're going to starve to death. But what they don't realize is that our body has the power to self-heal. And a lot of the things that we're putting into our system and a lot of the things that we're exposed to on a daily basis are actually detracting from our body's ability to self-heal. And so it's just about creating those connections and rediscovering the wisdom that we have that's been crowded out by, industry interests where there's outside forces who stand to make a lot of money from, like, let's face it, sick people are big business.
Exactly. Yeah. And all those things you mentioned are exactly what shamanism encompasses, the meditation, all those things, and the body's ability to self-heal. We don't need to take a pill. We don't need a guru. We don't need all these external things. We really just need ourselves, our connection to ourselves and our wisdom that will guide us. But we live in a world that's like, take this, do this, be on that phone all the time, which is all really distracting us away from having that solid connection.
Yeah. So I asked you to actually bring some crystals.
Yes.
What are some of your favorite crystals?
So I have some here, some of my favorite things. We'll start with this one. I'll show you. One of my favorite crystals of all time is Labradorite. I don't know if you can see, it has like, it might just look gray to you, but it has like, there you go. You can see the fire in there. So this one is, I find this one really good for times of change to help to sort of make sure you're in alignment with your higher purpose. It's also like a really good protective stone. It brings a lot of synchronicity into your life. And so this is like one of my all-time favorite stones. And then another one that I really love and that I'm totally obsessed with right now is Mirian Quartz. So so these are just basically quartz, but I think you can see on this one, it has like some like ridges in here, these little natural lines. And basically what it means is that this quartz has been kind of like all crystals store energy and information and codes, but these particular crystals are said to be seeded from Lemurian times, and they have specific codes and wisdom stored within them. So they're really powerful crystals. And you can get a lot of information from them. Crystals can be quite chatty. Another one of my favorites is called Shungite, and Shungite comes from Russia. These are harmonizer rods. They kind of just balance like the left and right sides of the body, the masculine and feminine energies. But they're also really good for EMF protection. So there's like pyramids and different types of shapes you can get. And like I keep on my cell phone, I keep these they're little cell phone plates. So they help to neutralize the EMF frequencies from Wi-Fi and all the stuff we're getting blasted with.
Yeah. I mean, I wear one too.
Nice. Oh yes, that's right. Yeah. Beautiful.
And it's because I'm around EMF all the time. I have other ones too. I think I have one from Shungite as well. And I should have thought of it, but I have like a whole bunch of crystals that I keep on my nightstand. And rose quartz is one of them. There's a bunch of them. There's clear quartz. I'm pretty sure I can't remember what else is on there, but it's a whole bunch of different ones.
This one here is another one I really like. It's called Caribbean Calcite, and it comes from Pakistan, but it looks like the beach, which is greatly missed at this time. So I've been really drawn to this crystal because it reminds me of like being on vacation.
So how do you use the crystals?
So a really good way to start working with them is, just like you said, having them at your night table. You can also like have an altar that's just like sort of a focal point where you might do meditation practice and stuff, and you can put specific crystals on that. Another thing that people will do is put a smaller crystal in a little baggie or a little like bag and put it into their pillowcase, because then you're really helping to, you know, bring that crystal right into your energy field. And what I like to do is hold a crystal in both of my hands, and just sit with my eyes closed with it and just invite the energies of the crystals to come through my hands and into my body. And I just intend to really connect to the energy of the crystal, and I feel that energy. And when you're just quiet and you're out in nature and you just feel that energy, or at home, it doesn't matter. And you just feel that energy coming into your body and merging with you can bring it into your heart center. And if you sit like that for a few minutes with a crystal, you'll really start to develop a connection to that crystal and the energies that it has.
Nice. Well, you've actually inspired me, because maybe one of I have a very specific morning meditation that I do, but I think like maybe in my evening meditation, I can use some more of use the crystals. And actually my partner, Michael, he got me this rose quartz for my birthday, and it's actually heart-shaped.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's actually really, really cool. And it's so funny because like come Christmas or birthdays and stuff, I'm more drawn to gift crystals to people than anything else. I don't know why that is.
I think it's such a great gift. I mean, you can't really go wrong with a crystal, even if a person doesn't necessarily believe in the benefits, they're still beautiful. So it's kind of like one of those things that, you know, I don't think very many people would not appreciate.
Yeah. We also have like in different spots in the house, like on certain windowsills, we'll have certain crystals depending. Yeah, so we kind of use them in different ways. And some we have on altars, some we have on windowsills, and then each of us have our different sort of crystals on our nightstands.
Nice.
His are different than mine, so I'm sure that some people probably think it's a little bit woo, but that's okay.
Yeah, so I'm the same exactly. I have on every single window in my house, we have a piece of black tourmaline, which is the ideal stone because it's protective. Actually, that's what got me into crystals in the first place, was when I was nursing and I was working on the floor, and I was working with patients who were ill and stuff, and I was drained from it. And a shaman actually introduced me to black tourmaline and said, you need this in your home and you have to wear it on your body when you're working in the hospital. And it made such a huge difference. And so that's one of my favorite top must have. It's amazing. It protects and absorbs any type of unwanted negative energy that comes your way.
Well, I feel like maybe I should come and stock up. These days, maybe Michael and I need to go and do a field trip.
Yeah, definitely come visit.
Yeah, and so then what kind of healing modalities are you offering?
So I work with different types of shamanic healing, including doing like energy work and stuff like that. I also work with a medicine called Kambo, and that is an Amazonian frog, and it's a detoxing type of really cleansing the body. It's really good for addictions and chronic health issues, and really getting all sorts of stuff coming out of the body that normally is very hard to naturally get out. That's probably the main thing I do. I also do cacao ceremonies and sound healing. I work with instruments, and actually, I was going to show you this one as well. So this is a quartz crystal. It's called a grail. Most people have seen like the bowls and stuff, and maybe some of these are So it's made of quartz crystal, and then it's got like this aura look, which is done with platinum and titanium. I'm going to play it if that's okay.
Oh, yes.
I don't know how the sound's going to come across, but we'll see. Can you hear that?
Yeah, yeah.
It just keeps going.
That's really cool.
So that the sound frequency from the crystal bowl, like I feel so calm. Just like it breaks up the energies in the body. Anything that's stuck, it just clears that away and just relaxes the nervous system. So it's very powerful for healing. So I work with a lot of sound as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really cool. So are you able to continue offering sessions with?
I am, yeah. You know me. I'm still doing ceremonies and offering community stuff. There's a lot of people in the community that want to, be gathering, and also, yeah, I'm still doing sessions as well. Some of the stuff can be done online as well for people who, don't want to be in person. I can do that as well.
Yeah. And so we've got a couple minutes, we got to wrap up, but so how can people find your shop?
So our Instagram is Shaman Sisters, and then also the boutique is called Shaman Sisters Fine Gemstone and Crystal Boutique. And the address is on Instagram, but you can also Google our website, shamansisters.com. All the information is on there as well. And we're on Lakeshore in Port Credit, Mississauga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm going to have to do a field trip.
Yeah, let me know.
In the next few weeks, and bring Michael with me and come check out some stuff in person. I can definitely think of like some crystals that I'd want to load up on these days.
Yeah. Yeah. And you never know, like you just like, I always tell people too, like I never used to wear, like we make bracelets and jewelry, and I was never attracted to blue stones. It was pinks, purples, any other color but blue. And for the last year, it's blue, so it's like, as you're shifting and working with different crystals will, because you want to embody those energies, you'll be attracted to different things.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I'm so glad that we sat beside each other on an airplane.
I know. What are the chances, right? Like I was like, the only person on the plane, and we live in the same, city, and we have very similar values and interests. So yeah. Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was definitely good. And I just want to say the rest of my flights to California and back were not as interesting, not as fun. Nobody talked to me. It was,
yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah.
And we were both drinking a matcha tea.
Yeah, of course we were. That's what you do. Yeah. When you're a hippy dippy like us.
Yeah. You have a matcha tea. Exactly.
All right. So thank you so much for coming. I'm going to connect with you because I know we're going to see each other in person on the weekend.
Yes.
But let me just close out the show here. So thanks everyone for tuning in today. This show can be heard on Spanglish Radio Network. Her network is a part of Spanglish World Media. Please check out spanglishworld.ca. Spanglish World. Watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and definitely live it.